What's up, everybody? Welcome back to a new video. I wanted to talk about my weed journey because I have been off of weed for 6 months. February 10th was my 6-month anniversary since I quit smoking weed. This is a pretty big deal for me because I have used marijuana as a way to go deeper into my own spirituality for many years. I also used it in a really beautiful kind of healing way. It really showed itself to be a medicine for me for many years. And then I started to feel like it wasn't serving me anymore. I have seen some really huge improvements in my life since I quit. So I wanted to give a little 6-month update. 3 ways being free from marijuana has completely transformed my life. The number one thing that has really changed in my life since I stopped smoking weed has been my ability to process emotion. The reason why I was really drawn to marijuana for a really long time was actually because it made it seem like it was making me feel my emotions more. But that was because I was really, really numb. I had a lot of moments where I felt a cracking open of my heart. But I do think that marijuana has a place for certain people at certain times in their lives. I do think it's a medicine. I think it needs to be respected and used wisely. It definitely helped me feel because I was very numb. I didn't have access to a lot of emotions. I was so in my head that I couldn't really even experience sensations in my body. What marijuana does, it makes you feel like everything tastes better, everything, like all your sense perceptions are more heightened. That was something that I really craved. The reason why I think I was so numb is because ever since I was a child, I always felt so deeply. Everything was like 100 times more. I think I put a block on myself and my ability to feel because I didn't really know how to protect my energy, so I found coping mechanisms. I had moments in the last year before I quit where I would have this overwhelming heart-opening sensation. So there was a journey with it that was really helpful. The reason why I even wanted to quit in the first place and started to think about wanting to quit was because I felt like I was using it as a crutch. Whenever I wasn't on weed, I couldn't feel it anymore. Like, I need to figure out a way to feel all this without the marijuana. The second way in which quitting weed has really changed my life, I feel like I have more control over my own mind, my own thoughts, than how I experience the world. It's no wonder that when you are drinking or doing drugs, it's called under the influence. Like you're a puppet on the string and you're being controlled by a substance. Anything that you can feel on drugs, the highest states of psychedelic experience, these are accessible to us when we're completely sober. We're using drugs as a way to kind of fast track to it. It's like a little shortcut. And sometimes that's really useful if you're not able to access it on your own. But I think it's really important to learn how to access it on our own. That's powerful. I really like the feeling of being the one who's choosing what thoughts I want to engage in, whatever emotions are coming up, being with them rather than avoiding them, and then choosing something different if that feeling doesn't feel good for me. There's a thing about processing emotions and really being with your emotions, and then there's wallowing in them and dwelling in them, perpetuating them. When I used marijuana, it was kind of hard for me to make the choice. Now I feel like I can make the choice and be like, okay, I felt this, I experienced it, I let it have its lifespan, and now I'm moving on to something new that I want to experience instead. This makes me feel like I'm more in control of myself and much more clear-headed, and so I can make the choices that are right for me. The third way is it has made me connect more spiritually. One of the things that I was really afraid of when I quit smoking weed was that I wouldn't be able to meditate. I kind of trained myself to only really be able to go into meditation if I had smoked weed. Every time I would take a break from it, I would stop meditating as well. I can happily say that in the last 6 months, I've actually deepened my meditation practice. When I'm meditating, it's just about grounding myself in the now so that then I can move into my day and continue that. And sometimes my mind is really chatty, but there's an awareness of what's happening. And I feel like I've connected more with myself as the awareness as opposed to the chatter of the mind. Whereas I think with weed, it's like you are the chatter of the mind. You are kind of mixed up in all of the stuff. There isn't like a clear delineation of who you truly are and the content of what's happening within you. My connection with spirit, with life force, with the universe, and with all of existence has deepened. I feel more connected to everything. I don't feel as separate. I think sometimes weed can make you feel very alienated and isolated. Will I ever never smoke again? Will I ever smoke again? I may, just to kind of see how it is. But it's like the raft. Once you have crossed the river, you can leave that raft. You don't need to carry it with you wherever you go. I really like being sober. I really, really like being clear-headed. I really like being myself as I am without altering my state. If you're on your journey and you're wanting to stop, there's something to that. There's a beauty to just experiencing life as it is, but you can still play and enjoy yourself. Just don't use it as a crutch. Anything that becomes a crutch, anything that becomes a pattern is actually doing more harm than it's doing good. So use it and don't be used by it. That's my 6-month update. I will see you really, really soon.